Hey CSFL, it's the owner of your favorite team, the Demons. Want to do a mock draft with you today. Maybe take it a little more seriously this year. Won't just joke about how the Wildcats are going to select a running back. So, let's go through it. We've got 16 teams to get through. The first pick belongs to the Gorillas, and it's a great opportunity for a team that needs a playmaker. And I look at this list and I see their choice to me is obvious. It's got to be Reggie Harrison, 88 overall, wide receiver. This is a guy who potentially be 99 overall in a few seasons, and I can't see the Gorillas missing the opportunity to have a playmaker on offense for the long term. Number 2 with the Panthers, I've got them taking tackle Brian Roden, a 91 overall tackle. The Panthers had some retirements, and this is the perfect thing. He's 91 overall. You can put him in right away. He'll fill the gap perfectly. Scorpions, I've got. They're not. The Scorpions are a strong team. They have a lot of talent overall. The retirements haven't affected them too bad. They've made some trades, moved some talent around, but they still have good overalls all through their roster. Defensive tackle is where they could improve with a 92 overall defensive tackle, the highest rated defensive player in the draft. Rick Davis is what I'm going for the Scorpions. Next up is the Monsters. Now, Monsters are similar to the Panthers. They're another team that's still in their building phase, trying to get strong players all through their roster. But I can't see them taking it. Good receivers are hard to come by. And Dan Monroe had a great rookie bowl. He's an 85 overall receiver. He's definitely going to progress to well over 90 by the time a couple seasons from now. I see the Monsters taking Dan Monroe to solidify their receiving core for a long time. The Blue Jays are next, and offensively, I don't see them having a lot of needs. Defensively, I think Terrence St. Louis, an 88 overall free safety, is a good pick for them. Philip Love was a draft pick by them. Was a high overall free safety, but it's hard to keep those free safeties with high overalls. Philip Love's unfortunately regressed a little bit for them, and this is a good way to fill the gap with an 88 overall at a hard position in the CSFL. So I like Terrence St. Louis for the Blue Jays. The Dragons are next, and the Dragons are one of the hardest teams that I projected with this. There's not a lot of rookies that they're going to plug in right away. They're going to need to progress a few seasons before any of these guys really get... Well, I mean, the Dragons might play them, but they're not going to be better overall than their current players. The Dragons have a strong roster. Defensive tackle Marvin Perry would be the exception to that. If he's still on the board at that time, he's 84 overall. I like him for the Dragons. I like that. He's a big player and looks like he could be an impact for that team on the D-line, which already has a monstrous D-line. Vipers next. Similar to the Dragons, they're pretty strong everywhere, but I like them taking a running back. I like them taking one of these running backs are highly rated in this draft, and just because of the way my mock draft went, Derek Daniel would still be on the board, 87 overall, and I got the Vipers taking Derek Daniel. Which brings you to the Cobras, who have a need, and there's a outstanding offensive rookie that would fill it. They have a need at tight end. James Wood is an 87 overall tight end. I like James Wood for the Cobras at that spot. Rhinos are next, and this is another one where the Rhinos, yeah, they're aging a little bit in spots, but they're still strong overall. They're not really going to start seeing that much regression due to age for a few seasons yet. Like, a lot of their veterans are still solid players. But I still like them taking the corner. Some of their corners are getting up there, starting to lose speed. I think Mike West, 85 overall corner, would be a good pick for them. So we'll see what they do in draft day, but I like that to get their corners a little younger. The Bears are next, and they have taken receivers in recent years. They have taken some offensive players. They got Jimmy Caps in there too. They usually lean towards defense, and I've got them going that way in this draft. I think right end Corey Bennett, an 88 overall, would fit right in with the Bears. Next is the Piranhas, who I also have taking a right end. This is another team with a solid roster all around. But the Bears would take their first choice. The Piranhas would have wanted Corey Bennett, but they'll settle for Ryan Underwood, who is an 86 overall right end. Another defender you just plug right in and he'd be one of the higher overalls in the league. Wildcats are next, and no, they're not taking a running back. I've got them with left end Chad Porter, 85 overall. That's my pick. Demons are next, and the Demons are similar to the Rhinos. Some of my corners are getting a little older. A couple seasons till I see some regression there, but I got myself taking cornerback David Burnside's 85 overall. Because they're really at that. I mean, the Demons, I like where my roster's at, but corner, I could definitely use some help. 14 pick is the Werewolves. So the Werewolves, I've got a right tackle to replace the retirements, who's still, if by my draft goes the way it's showing, this guy will still be on the board. An 88 overall right tackle, Skylar Sanders, takes 14th overall. This guy that would have been a big drop for him if that actually happens. We'll see, because I feel like a lot of teams need tackles this draft, but there's a lot of very good players at different positions. I can see this guy dropping, and the Werewolves would be the lucky recipient of him. 88 overall right tackle, Skylar Sanders. And similar to Bears Piranhas, where they both took right ends, I got the Wolverines taking a tackle as well, because they'll need one. And there's 81 overall, Brant Green. It's quite a drop at right tackle from 1 to 2. Brant Green is your top second best tackle, 7 overall difference. But the Werewolves need a tackle. This team was aging, got to the championship last year, but has to fill some gaps now with retirements. And Brant Green is going to fill a gap for him. And the Gators. What do you do with a team that wins the championship and still has a solid roster all around? It's a lucky position to be in, and the rookie that I have them selecting is right end Ernie Long. He's 84 overall. He'll still bolster that defensive line for him, so I think that'd be a good pick for them. All right, CSFL. Hope you enjoyed the mock draft. Thanks a lot.